Hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're already subscribed to my channel, thank you. Today, let's talk about money. I guess it's something that I really like to talk about. First of all, I'm gonna have a disclaimer here. I'm not a professional financial advisor. So whatever I present to you right now is from my personal experience that I have been using this system for the last 25 years or so. So right now I'm at a state of my life that I'm very financial stable. So I'm just gonna want to share with you what I did, and you can do the same. First of all, let's go back when I first began in YouTube. I talk about how I become frugal, because and there's a 3-step to my plan. Was to set goal and have a budget or planning, and then reevaluation. Kind of like think back. Did I set goal and my budget work out or not? If it doesn't, then you need to reevaluate and make some change to it. So let's get to it. Let's talk about budget. If you're here to watch this thing, is chances are you don't have a lot of money, so you have to have a budget, to keep you in check with what you're spending. So I divide them into 4 categories. The first one is housing. And then the second one will be expenses, which include many things you will see a little bit later on. And then food. Everybody have to eat to survive, right? So that's important. And the last item is savings. Unfortunately, in this country, a lot of people don't save because I guess they never budget for saving. After they spend on their housing, their food, and other expenses, there's nothing left for saving. But that's the best way of going through life. It's sad to see a lot of old people still going to work at Walmart just to keep up with their expenses. All right, let's get on with housing. Housing could be rent. If you don't own a home, chances are you're gonna rent an apartment to live on, right? And if you're fortunate enough to have enough good credit and enough money to buy a house, then you're gonna end up with a mortgage. So that's one of the categories you're gonna have in your budget. And then on your expenses, you might have more item in here. That's why I just list some basic stuff like car payment, car insurance. Those are the 2 things that pretty much nobody can get away from it. In order to go to work, you need a car. And if you buy an old car, then you don't have the car payment, but you're still gonna have to have car insurance. Of course, if you live in an apartment, no matter if you live in an apartment or a house, you're still gonna have a utility. So that's one of the expenses. You can never get away from it. And if you're young and you have a family, and if you have children, you need to have life insurance. In case something happened to you, your family still be taken care of. And then I put another category called miscellaneous, which is pretty much cover everything else that I'm not talking here. So let's go to the food category. So in order to save money, you need to eat in a lot more than you eat out. So you need to budget for that. And then let's go to saving. So I divided up to three different categories in this item here for emergency, which is like sometimes your car break down, you need money to fix that car, right? Or something else happened, you need some kind of cash to pay for it. You do not want to use credit card. The minute you use that credit card, you put yourself in debt, and you would never. It's very hard to get out of it. And then vacation fund. You need to save a little bit every month or maybe every week for your vacation. That way, you have time to wind up, and when you do take a vacation, it doesn't, you're never gonna feel the pain of it. And then I put in carry my wants. If people live with what they need only, they would never be run out of money. But because a lot of us have the wants, so we ended up, put ourselves in a hole using the credit card. So if you really want something that bad, then you need to save for it. So that's why I put my one in the 7 category. That's where you save it until you have enough to pay for it. Like they all saying, cash is king. You do not want to use the credit card to pay for what you want, because you'll be paid interest up to the yin yang to pay that off. So let's talk about. Let's see. So 4 different categories. What I did is I divide them up to 25% for each category. Okay, let's have an example of how we're going to use this number to work for you. Let's say you make $2,000 a month. So you're going to allot 500 in your housing, 500 in your expenses, 500 in your food. That's a lot of money to eat, by the way. And then 500 to your saving. So by being frugal doesn't mean you have to be cheap. You still be able to live out your life by budgeting. But if you end up not using all your money to eat for that month, guess where that should go? That should go to your saving. Because back when I first worked for the post office, I meet a lot of interesting people during the daytime. There's this old Chinese lady came out and she asked me, she looked at me, "Oh, you work for post office? That's a good job." And then she paused for a second and say, save half you make. And then in my head, like, this woman is crazy. How you save half what you make? But there's a reason for that. See, the goal, eventually you want 50% going to your saving. This number is the magic number. What it means is, if you are able to just spend 50% of what you take home right in these 3 categories, and if something happened to you, like you're unemployed or you're sick or something happened that you can't go to work to make money, you still have 50%. Half of the money you make every month over here. So let's say you've been working a whole year, right? And then all of a sudden you're sick. You were able to save 50% over here. You can live for another year without having to worry or go to work. But that's in long-term planning right here. That's your long-term goal right here, 50% going toward your saving. Because believe it or not, this is not hard once you're able to pay off your house over here. Once your house is paid off, I was able to pay off my house in 12 years. Because you see how your 25% is toward your payment? Anything extra in this area here, you want to make sure you have 25% all the time to start with. But anything extra, you pay it off into your mortgage over here. So eventually you pay off your mortgage really quick. I'm not going to go into detail about the mortgage stuff over here. I will have another video talk about that area, how you can cut down your mortgage fast. But after you don't have this expenses, all that goes toward your saving. It's not that hard to make it a 50% goal of saving over here. So if you can make all these constant payment every month and then save you can do all kind of stuff. You can have a nice vacation. You can buy your toy, whatever you want. All right, let's go to the next stuff. Remember, even though you budget, but you need, sometimes it doesn't work out, then you need to go back and look at your goal and redo your budget and then review it if it worked or not. So just stick with this planning, the system right here. I'm pretty sure you will succeed what you want. Because, your income, the beauty thing about this, if you can stick to this, and every year, our income, usually, we usually get, raise in our pay. Instead of spending all your raise, you stick to your budget here. You always have extra on saving. And then you can do whatever you want. You can have a nice vacation, buy a new car. That's one of the things that you want to save money. If you really want to drive a new car, you need to save money to buy your car, not make payment for the car. Because you want to get rid of this. So if you're unable to save a lot, you need to get rid of your car payment as quick as possible. Once that car payment, anything spending on this side will go toward your saving. The food, sometimes you can eat cheap and save more money, but once in a while you need to eat good, That's where the might one come in. So that's pretty much my quick and dirty way of budgeting. We all have temptation, but you need to stick with your plan and save toward your wants. And once you have enough money for your wants, then you go get your wants. All right. Good luck with budgeting. Hopefully you'll be as financial stable like I am. Thank you for watching. If you think this video is useful for somebody, please share it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. And I will see you on the next video. Be frugal, be healthy, and